Hello and welcome to Patch. I'm your host Paul James, and today I'm joined by Matto Phillips and Damo Camilleri. It's our first episode for a few weeks. How are you, gents?
It is.
A few weeks.
Well, Matto, I mean, you were on last week to do some of the E3 stuff, but it's our last patched episode in a fortnight, so we all going well?
Yeah, no. Like, numbers are down. Iron Ring is down.
Oh, I was like,
We're free. I mean, I know we're all regional lads, but you know, it was nice to be able to go
back into the
city. Go into the city while everyone's pissing off out. So
Yeah.
Yes, we can enter the forbidden zone.
yeah.
It's totally like a Division-style Dark Zone thing. You don't want to go there or someone will shoot you. So, I outlined it a moment ago. Obviously, we had a week off last week because of E3 and all the stuff that was going on there. Now, if you're a Player 2 YouTube consumer, then you would have seen we had heaps and heaps of videos going up. If you're a podcast listener, you would have noticed that I dumped all the audio versions of those on the patched feed. So you've not been starved for content on either feed for the last week. But we're going to kind of debrief and discuss kind of our 5 favourite games each from E3 2021, the first time that E3's come back in a little while. And we'll kind of count them down from 5 through to 1 being our favourite game each of the event. Who wants to kick things off, though, with their number 5? Or any honourable mentions, actually. The outlet for honourable mentions before we get started on the list.
I really want to kick it off with this because people, you know, obviously pay attention mostly at the start and the end of anything. And every time I bring this up, nobody has heard of it. So please do a favor and go check out Devolver Digital's Wizard with a Gun.
Oh, yeah, okay.
The trailer was incredible. The art style looked great. If you're a fan of Gungeon, it looks like you're going to be a fan of this. I think they call it open sandbox survival or something like that. No idea what's going to be happening in it.
There was a lot going on.
Just the trailer alone made it look really good. And being able to see gameplay in a trailer, you know, awesome stuff.
What?
So, yeah, Wizard with a Gun.
How novel.
Great.
Gameplay
In a trailer.
Matto, did you have any honourable mentions before we get into our top 5?
2. Sea of Thieves. I've never played it, but the whole Pirates of the Caribbean thing looked pretty cool.
It is pretty sweet.
And Take-Two Interactive, just nice of you to turn up.
And they just aired a Zoom call. And man,
that was the conference,
section.
or they were just having a talk and not realizing that they were live at E3. They're just having a talk amongst themselves and like, right, when are we showing these games?
So was this honourable mentions?
Oh, was that your number 5?
Yeah,
that was my number 5.
Okay, well that's right. We've thrown a couple of honourable mentions around. Then I'll quickly quickly toss mine out there, and then we'll. Matto and I can go with our number 4, and you can throw your honourable mention.
No, our number 5.
So Wizard with a Gun was your number 5, Damo.
Yeah.
Matto's thrown some honourable mentions out there. My honourable mention isn't a game; it's the Xbox.
Well, so
fridge.
you know what, Paul? Just go with your number 1 to start off with. We'll
throw it all over the place now. My honourable mention is the Xbox fridge because
that was the best reveal of all time.
That
would be my number 1 if it wasn't, but it wasn't a game.
Yeah.
Can't put it in, unfortunately.
Yeah, so it kind of belongs in that honourable mention category, but it's pretty awesome. I can't wait to pre-order one. As far as, Damo, we better get you to toss your honourable mentions in there before we continue on with number 5.
Okay. I've got 2, one of them being Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild 2.
Yep.
Great to see it. Kind of knew it was going to be there, so definitely didn't make my top 5. Like, didn't shock me. It was like, thing. Honorable mention goes to, and only thanks to you, Matto, did I actually watch this, was Outer Worlds 2.
Oh, yeah.
Now, the reason it's the thing, it was brilliant, but
trailer.
at the same time, it's such a backhand. It was like over the top being like snarky about things. And it just kind of like, it was great the first time you watch it, the second time you watch it, like, yeah, you kind of are a bit rude about that. Like, you've done nothing yourself either. Like, so, you know, it was borderline the Simpsons movie where Homer's like sitting there holding the flag and he's like, oh crap, we better start like actually making this movie. Like, it was that level of like, haha, that's good. but the
It's
more
like
you watch it, the
sucks
more
if
you
you're
kind
watching
of
this
like.
movie, especially you.
And yeah, that's it. So that Zelda and Outer Worlds 2. So
Outer Worlds 2's trailer is amazing, and
it is.
it's said
It is,
nothing, but it's also one of the best trailers of all time. But Matto,
Oh.
continuing on with the number 5s. What was your number 5?
My number 5 was sticking with Devolver Digital. It was the one
Ooh.
you and me talked about in our
Yep.
talk, was Death's Door.
Oh, that's my number 5 as well.
Yes,
Yes.
door.
Death's Door.
Death's Door.
You play. Well, I think it's a raven, and you
Yeah.
have an umbrella, and that's all. I'm sold on it.
It's not
That's
the
as
game.
it's not as loose as probably what you'd expect from most Devolver games. Like it seems like there's a bit more of a core sort of game to the whole thing, but yeah, it's looking pretty sweet. I mean, you and I both raved about it when fortunately the two of us kind of discussed Devolver in depth for the show there. So I think
Yes.
both of us probably said everything we need to say about it already, but it's looking pretty sweet. Did you have any other thoughts since the event, Matto?
That was it. That was it.
Well,
Nothing
I mean,
to add to it.
that was my number 5 as well. So our whole honourable mention and number 5 categories all a bit messed up, but at least now we're all back in sync. Damo, what was your fourth favourite game from E3 2021?
It was. This is another tough one. Like, because I wasn't expecting this, but Metroid 5, Metroid Dread.
Yeah.
Oh, same.
Looked
that your number 4 as well?
phenomenal. Yeah.
That was my number 4.
Oh my
Metroid
gosh.
Dread.
You're a thing. Thanks. So Nintendo's sending me a check in the mail, by the way, because of my list today, but it's all right. Yeah, looked really cool. I know the speedrunner of Fusion, so I'm like excited to see what he says about this. I got a massive fan in the Metroid series who was like, dude, there's a living Chozo in the footage, and it's like,
Chorizo.
whoa, Chozo, the guys.
No,
that
I
give you
know what you mean. The
all
Chozo
the
statues.
balls. Yeah, you're racist. But
Talking about the chorizo sausage.
look really cool. That enemy looks interesting. The fact that it's 2D, 2.5D or whatever they call it. Sweet. I'm all down. I'm all down
Yeah,
for
kind of
more
flicks
of
into
this.
first person every now and then.
And which I hope when they drop this too, that the Prime trilogy gets reannounced, to be purchased at least. I don't even care if it's a remaster or not.
About something about Amazon Prime for a second. I thought,
But if
what are they doing?
Metroid Prime would be a lovely thing to play as well. Matto, any thoughts on your Metroid Dread?
Yeah, I'm sort of happy to see a 2D, 2.5D game. They did say, "Oh, we're still working on Metroid Prime 4." I was like, "That's cool." At least you
They
mentioned
acknowledged
it.
it. Yeah, which is good.
Acknowledge it. Move on. Got no gameplay to show for it. That's cool. All you gotta say, you're working on it. Happy with that.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's tough. I guess it's really tough in these times too. Like, we do take it for granted, but like places like that,
Making games is hard at the best of times.
But yeah, in other parts of the world, like as we saw with something like Cyberpunk, like they dropped that way too early, so many problems. But that's like, as people said, there is that problem is when you're not working with a team side by side, you haven't got that person's like, hey, I just spotted that bug. Did you see that? And it's like, what bug? There's none of that feedback. So people taking time to develop this stuff, I got no issue.
Well, I mean, in the case of Metroid Dread, they've had about 15 or 16 years that this thing's been in development, kind of, sort of. So,
well, I think it was the fan base that brought this back, because there was those people that remade that game, and then they so Nintendo said no, get rid of that, and then they put them on the team to do the Samus Returns remake.
No. So Samus Returns was done by Mercury Steam, who are the guys who did Castlevania, Lords of Shadow, and all that. So this is still and this is the same team that's doing it. So this is kind of an established kind of AAA pedigree team that's doing it, not the AM2R folks. As much as I would have loved to have seen the AM2R folks do something.
Well,
yeah. Sorry.
Yeah, there.
sorry to drop the fact check on you.
No, it's better than me going around spreading that information. What I was told ages ago. So yeah, that's cool.
I do hope that they kind of get recruited by Nintendo and do something, because what they were doing was amazing. But my number 4 was Breath of the Wild 2. I know, Matto, shock and horror.
Oh, Shitty Witcher 2.
Shitty Witcher 2 is on the
Oh.
list. But I mean, like they're really trying to hide kind of Link's identity through the whole thing, because I think there's some sort of really
I
Ganon.
thought you were going to say they'll hide in the combat.
No, well they
Was he
hit some of the
combat in
combat
that
too, but like they're trying to, I think, hide the identity of Link a little bit, because I think there's a bit of time jumping there. From what we can tell, this whole mechanized robotic arm sort of thing kind of smacks, and all the kind of coloring around, like the art style stuff that they've used around that kind of reeks of the whole Ganondorf component as well from the original game. I'm wondering if Link's not corrupted somehow, but ignoring all the narrative stuff, it looks like some of the features that I didn't like about Breath of the Wild might be missing. Just the way they kind of portrayed a few things there look like maybe the stamina might still be there, but the weapon degradation,
Still there.
if that disappears, I'll be stoked. But it looked like the way they pitched it, and it could be them just being very careful with their promotion to not show that in any way. But
No, I think you're wrong on Link's corruption.
Is that the name of the game?
Link's corruption would be a great name. If that were the actual thread of the story, that'd be an awesome name.
We've been into that, been deep diving in that path ages ago. Yeah, no, didn't take the path that I thought it was going to take though, but still might. Who knows? Be interesting to see.
Yeah. No,
I mean, I did get a lot of Avatar vibes off it. I don't know if you've seen the meme going around, like the earth, air, wind, fire. Like only the Avatar could, only the Avatar could, like, you know,
wind.
could combine the elements. Like,
what the fuck?
Because it was like
heart.
Fucking hell.
Go planet. Sorry, what are we talking?
A lot of Avatar vibes off the trailer. Like, you know, he's flying around. He's like going through the earth. Like there's like a bunch of fire. There's a bunch of water.
There's that bit where he looks like a raindrop or something kind of passing through.
And people were like, you know, making the Avatar joke. You know, like everything was in peace until the Fire Nation attacked and stuff. It's just like, I love it. I love the internet sometimes. That's great.
Well, on that note, we're up to number 3. Damo, what's your number 3? And Matto, is it the same thing?
Probably not.
Probably not, because this one took me by such surprise that I still haven't come down from how happy it made me. But it was Advance Wars.
Oh, nice.
1 and 2.
Oh, well,
I was like,
how much did Nintendo pay you for this episode, by the way?
You'll see in the next.
Did you watch anything else but Nintendo?
No,
you only
I
watched the
everything.
Nintendo Direct. That's the issue.
I was it with the
E3
gun.
was great.
Was
Nintendo showed so many great things.
Was
What about the rest?
Play Mario Golf.
And
there's his number
Odyssey.
2.
Outer Worlds, whatever. But no, yeah, Advance Wars. It just looked like so much fun, and I was like, I've been waiting for this to return. At this stage, I was kind of like concerned that like Nintendo just went, we've been invaded by body snatchers, and we're not the Nintendo that you remember, because they're giving us everything we wanted. Like all the old stuff that we've always wanted is coming back. It's so bizarre. I don't get it. Like, you know, Metroid 15 years ago, freaking Advance Wars like 12 years ago. Well, apparently, people were thinking that the team that made Odyssey were going to make a new Donkey Kong.
3D one.
So,
what a letdown that didn't happen.
Super Monkey Ball is probably what they interpreted it as. You know, like there's all these things that keep coming back. Like it's kind of cool. So yeah, Advance Wars. I'm down for it. I hope everyone that owns a Switch and is on my Switch, you know, is also down for it, and we can have some epic battles.
Yeah, I'm pretty keen to get into it myself. Matto, what was your number 3?
My number 3 is a bit of a not my type of game, but it looked interesting. That was 12 minutes.
Oh yeah, okay. Willem Dafoe and Daisy Ridley
James
and
McAvoy.
Yeah, McAvoy.
James McAvoy.
And it's weird because as you describe it, like that's the thing that most people.
And the Green Goblin, they're all in the one room.
Yeah, no, what a weird combo. Like that, it's weird because the actors is the thing that everyone talks about with the game, because we still, in a lot of ways, we don't really know what it is, because I guess how much can you really show without spoiling it, given each cycle is only 12 minutes long?
12 minutes. Or 4 Madonna songs. The 4-minute song.
Oh, shit. That's a horrible song. And
It is a horrible song. Don't go listen to it, whatever you do. You can if you want. Just to listen to how bad it was bad then, it's bad now, no matter what.
yeah, 100%.
But yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how that game plays out. Because I know I saw a little bit of a gameplay of it, and I'm interested.
Yeah, I mean, it's all story, but
I don't know if that's going to be one of the 27 games available on Games Pass day one.
Yes, yeah, it is one of the 27.
Ooh,
Yeah, it's free on Game Pass. I'm
on it. Suck on that PlayStation with your two shitty controllers. What's Xbox do? Hey, you could create whatever color you want.
Design Labs back, which is a very good decision on their part.
Suck on that, Sony.
Except that we don't send them out to Australia. We're halfway there. My number 3, a bit like you, Matto, is a game that you probably wouldn't expect me to pick. I've got Elden Ring. I don't know, just the way it got presented and kind of an open worldy sort of feel, the way they're talking about the multiplayer, which just makes the game a little bit more accessible because if I'm really struggling, I could just drag in a far more experienced friend to kind of maybe carry me through a little bit.
The entire game.
Potentially the entire game. I'll just ride coattails the entire time, get to a big boss. No, mate, I'll stand back here. I don't want to ruin things for you and let them do all the work. Then I'll run over and high five at the end, or be the one that just runs in like kamikaze style, just gets that last hit, ends it, it's over. I look like a champ. Like the setting just looks great. Gameplay obviously has always been rock solid, and it's a particular style, but I don't know. I feel like I'm getting kind of in the right place to maybe take it for a spin. So it just seems like the right combination of things that might get me in this time. So I'll give that one a go. Damo number 2.
Well, it was already mentioned before, but Sea of Thieves.
Oh, nice.
I've never played the game,
Captain Jack.
but this thing just looked like fun. And that being said, I have not seen anything to do with Sea of Thieves. This is the first Sea of Thieves thing I saw, so it was kind of really cool to see. Like, yep, a lot of people know I despise the third movie of Pirates of the Caribbean. I thought it was god awful. Everything in between that, like either side of that,
the 4th and 5th one.
Love them. They're great.
Yeah, I'm
the
happy
first two, great.
Chip.
4th and 5th ones, great. Middle, what happened? Rushed it to cash cow. Doesn't faze me. Like, it's just silly.
A big gunfight.
Well, they planned
like,
a 2-part thing with 2 and 3, but then didn't really plan the second part.
Yeah.
It's like, right, what do we do with the second part? What second part? Oh, no.
Who's this lady?
We've got this giant pile of money sitting here that we need to spend on this movie.
Get this big martial arts star and make him do no martial arts whatsoever.
Yeah, go for it.
Perfect.
Keith Richards, who's alive on just sheer willpower. He's there for 3 seconds.
And a lady, for some reason, is just a hurricane waiting to happen.
Because of course. But, Damo, you're right, though. The DLC looks great.
Yeah, and Sea of Thieves itself, that looked good. So,
Well,
I mean, yeah.
I wasn't into it initially because of the fact that it was just kind of jump on your boat and go wherever you want. And the pirates thing, like maybe in a similar sort of way to you, like it prompted, okay, you're creating a narrative around this whole thing, and only for Xbox to kind of double down and say, well, actually, we kind of started creating like a narrative, like a core campaign pathline to follow in the last 6 months. So I'm like, oh, hang on, you've got a story here, and you're adding this Pirates of the Caribbean thing. Like, maybe I'll jump in and give it a crack because it's now more of the sort of game I want to play as opposed to just the open-ended nothing sort of thing from before.
Oh, cool.
So I'm with you, Damon.
Yeah, no, sweet.
Matto, what was your number 2?
My number was, for the first time ever, gaming developers actually made the game sound exciting, and that was Forza Horizon 5.
Oh, yeah. Go on.
I've never heard someone make me so interested in how they got the detail in a cactus.
Yeah.
So we took all these pictures and get the fine detail on this cactus. I thought, cool. But I think the more important thing is, unlike EA's sort of developers talking about a game, they actually showed gameplay and the location. And it looks pretty damn good.
Yeah, that Mexico setting worked for it.
Oh yeah. Then they got what I say. They got rainforest, deserts, everything, cactuses,
Really, really impressive cactuses. Cacti.
and yeah,
I don't know.
I'll make your own fun sort of thing as well. Yeah, arena, whatever. I can't remember
Yeah.
what it was called, but it looks pretty damn good.
Yeah, I'm pretty keen to give it a go. And again, I guess the Game Pass thing makes it even more appealing because even if you're not really a racing guy or you haven't really tried them before and it's not really done it for you, you don't have to spend a cent.
Games Pass, give it a go.
So why not? Xbox has totally won us all over. I've got the console. Matto's got it. Damo, we're talking about all this Xbox stuff. It's only a matter of time now before he jumps on the bandwagon.
27 games.
Not happening. I think I'll just use my PC to have Game Pass.
Ah, nice. That works.
I'll be peachy keen.
My number 2 is a game that we've also already discussed, and you both had as your number 4. Metroid Dread is number 2 for me.
Oh, I thought you were going to say
Metroid Dread?
something else. That's all right.
Oh, what did you think I was going to say?
I don't know. For some reason, I was thinking Take Two for no reason. But no.
No, the worst conference of all time, that one. No, I mean, it's been 19 years since the last game in the franchise, in terms of kind of 2D side-scrolling and something that's actually progressed the narrative, because Metroid Prime is even set between those games. So it's good to get that story progression, all the stuff that you guys discussed before, and even this idea that it seems like we're kind of being hunted the whole time. Almost Mr. X sort of style, though without the horror. That you're being chased by something the entire time, which is super intimidating aspect when you're trying to... I mean, the whole idea of these Metroidvanias is that you kind of take your time and you explore the environment, you try and find secrets, and you might be trying to do that, and all of a sudden this big bastard comes crashing through and flips everything on its head. I like that dynamic. That's what Nintendo's officially calling him, Big Bastard.
Big Bastard.
Big Bastard. I also don't remember its name. I also note that the amiibo disappeared unbelievably fast. I had to get it on Amazon. But I got there. So, number 1. What is everyone's favourite game from E3 2021? Damo.
I truly hope that we all have the same one. Because I don't think I lost my shit more than anything when I saw this. But Mario Rabbids, the fact that not only I told you Nintendo's sending me a check, but the fact you called it, Paul, a couple of weeks ago, you were like, oh, maybe a new Rabbids game or something. It's like they just Nintendo turn around to Ubisoft and say, hey, would you like to print money? And they're like, of course we would. Who wouldn't? Well, here you go. Have this, which is awesome. But just the way that Rosalina, the rabbit Rosalina, was like, I was just like,
the sass.
This is phenomenal. I'm down for more of this. I loved Mario Rabbids. Thought it was a great game. Obviously, they're going to refine some things, and it's still going to be just an incredible game. So, yeah, that was it. That caught me completely by surprise. It looked great. The fact that it looked like you may be jumping planets and not just, from...
Yeah, it does look like planet hopping.
That should be cool.
Which will actually, and it didn't occur to me necessarily at the time, but so when I was speaking to the main developer from the team when he came on Dev Diary years ago now, I kind of tried to poke and pry to see if I could get any details about a potential sequel, and he was like, well, we explored this sort of environment, like underwater stuff, we explored this sort of environment, and I guess I had in my head that okay, it was going to happen because they're clearly exploring ideas, but I expected, okay, it might be under the sea, or it might be this, or it might be any one of those things you described, but in actual fact it seems like it could be all of them. By planet hopping or whatever, you could, there could be this under the sea sort of one that you got to go to, and it can just be anything. They can go kind of Mario Galaxy style on the whole thing, and just all these planets can throw all sorts of different curveballs at you. So
because they can put you on that traveling in between, and obviously you're traveling. Oh, you've been hit by something. There you're down here. Versus just warp piping and stuff like that. You know what I mean? There's a lot more they can add to that. So that hopefully they do it right, and there's a lot there. So yeah.
Matto, are you a Nintendo shill as well?
No.
Okay.
Well, get off this podcast.
This ain't the House of Mario.
Good podcast though, guys. Go check it out, everyone listening.
But my number one was a trailer that I thought, oh, this is great. I can't wait to play it. It's going to be fun. And that is Far Cry Season Pass. No, that's not really.
The season pass is the highlight of that game.
The enemies.
Xbox
No,
Game Pass.
I got a laugh out of this trailer. No gameplay whatsoever. And that's Damo's favorite honorable mention, The Outer Worlds 2.
Oh, nice.
I haven't even played the first one yet. I played a little bit of it. I saw that trailer and gone.
I need to play
That
the first
reminds
one.
me. I got to play I got to play The Outer Worlds.
That's kind of cool.
Free on Game Pass.
I'll pay that. That's oof. Right.
The Outer Worlds also on Games Pass.
They delivered it so well. I can't
I just
speak
laughed at
highly
it. I
enough
thought-
about that trailer.
I thought, where's this going? And I thought, oh yeah, I see. I was trying to figure out what the hell it was all about until I saw that moon. I thought, oh, hey, it looks like The Outer Worlds. And then it just said The Outer Worlds. I thought, okay, they're making another game. Like I was good. My brain wasn't really thinking. Then they just put the two up next to it. I thought, oh yeah, I forgot.
Yeah, I think a bit like you, I didn't pick it until really late. Because when it's kind of a bit of a piss take, the way they presented the trailer, it makes it really hard to get a total read on what it is.
Yeah, like I said, there's a monster in there that we won't
But
see
you
in
won't
the
see
main
him.
game.
And the character, we're only showing his silhouette because we don't know what he looks like yet. And all that sort of
Big
stuff.
epic music with lens flares.
Yeah, and I like it did feel Obsidian, and I considered it for a moment, and I knew that the Outer Worlds 2 was already in development because a head from Private Division spilled the beans recently, and then the dipshit didn't even realize that they don't own the franchise anymore because it's now obviously an Xbox thing.
Really?
So that was really well done by the folks at Private Division, but they spilled the beans that there was one. I didn't expect to see it so soon, but yeah, it was awesome. I'm with you. It was an
You
awesome
got money
trailer.
behind you, like, you know what I mean?
It's
Makes
just
a big
Obsidian's doing
difference.
so many games now. Like they've got that, they've got Avowed, they've got Grounded, and there's already been some of the other developers already talking about other stuff that they're working on as well. Not naming the projects or even really outlining what they are, but like, there's a lot going on in that studio. So I don't know how they're planning to keep all these plates spinning, but I'm happy to see Outer Worlds 2. Matto, it's your game of the show. I don't blame you. That said, my number one is something that showed up at Square Enix. No, it's not Babylon's Fall because that was shit ass. No, it's not all the chaos.
Remake of Final Fantasy VII.
I'm here to kill chaos. Chaos. Kill chaos.
Edition.
What's chaos? I'm chaos.
I'm going to try that
Chaos.
demo out, but yeah, that was horrendous, that trailer. Mine is the game that actually kicked it all off. It's Guardians of the Galaxy. Because
Oh, Gardeners
Gardeners of the Galaxy, yeah. Because they got Groot to sign the paperwork. I don't know, it's just like, the personalities there, like the humour that you expect from the franchise. They're obviously leveraging the licensed music. And then, in a pleasing turn compared to what was done with the last Marvel title to get published in the gaming space, Avengers, it's a single-player affair. You've got your party around you, but you're Star-Lord, and if you want to interact as any of the others, you're kind of issuing them commands instead of taking over them.
And that's where it killed me.
Oh, really? You would rather be able to play as
I would
Gamora
rather
or...
be able to play as anybody else because I have no interest in Star-Lord.
That's fair. Well, I think like you're playing a Star-Lord, they're all with you though, so you're still going to get that story from them. It's just that I think it's everything
play
through his lens, I think.
I want to play Groot. I
And
want to
also,
play as the tree.
I wouldn't rule out DLC coming separately where you do get to play as the various characters or something. That'd be great DLC. Like if you got to, like here's the Gamora thing, or here's the Rocket Raccoon thing, or Groot, or whatever the case happens to be, like Drax. Like it'd be kind of cool if they went down that path. But no, I just love the personality of it. I love the way they use the licensed music, and then just gameplay wise, it's a third person action game that is right up my alley. So I'm all in on it. They sold me straight out the gate. Again, another one of those ones that kind of the leaks were already out there. People already knew that the thing existed, but I hadn't seen any of the stuff, like outside of just knowing it existed. I hadn't seen anything that had leaked out, so I was really pleasantly surprised because I was really skeptical. I thought, after Avengers, not that it's the same team, but after Avengers, this is the same team that did Shadow of the Tomb Raider, which was kind of lesser compared to the other two. And I mean, still a good game, but lesser compared to the other two. It's also not been a massive amount of time since they put out Shadow of the Tomb Raider either. So I thought it might be a little bit too soon, but it's coming out this year and the game's looking pretty great, and I'm keen to get on it. So that's all she wrote. They're our top 5 plus some honorable mentions games from E3 2021. Are we happy with how the event went overall?
No, not really.
No, it was shit.
I mean, it's a good thing Xbox brought all their games along, because otherwise it would have been a bit not great. I mean, Take-Two brought no games.
Literally
Bandai
nothing.
Namco brought a game.
Yeah.
And
well, Bandai Namco
Nintendo
did weird stuff because they presented their stuff at, like, with Jeff Keighley and whatnot as well. Because that was Tales and Elden Ring.
I mean, the Smash character announcement of Tekken Demon Dude. I love that no one can pronounce his name. Wasn't fantastic. It was hilarious watching Kirby get thrown off a cliff just to fly back up, like innocently. Like props to things like that. But
it wasn't the best character reveal.
I know that it was Namco and, like, you know, Tekken's Namco and its thing. But it was just like, and like, I don't know. And I know they don't cater just to us Western audience and stuff like that, but I just feel like it's such a missed opportunity. I'm actually upset I brought this second season pass. Like, none of the characters have...
Save that judgment until the final one gets revealed. Who knows? It could be Crash and everyone's happy.
It could be phenomenal for the last character, but one character out of everything else I've purchased isn't great. Yeah. You know? I have no interest in Steve. Sephiroth is like, I've already got Cloud, so I need him.
Minecraft.
Steve from Minecraft.
Minecraft with brown blocks. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll agree. The latest one hasn't been all that great, but I guess they could end it on a real high note, and that might appease a few people in the short term. Until they
I'm sure they have pleased many people. Like,
I can't wait till the last one's a Fire Emblem character.
I hope I'll be all down for that. So you can.
I can't wait for the internet to lose its shit if it's a Fire Emblem character.
Or it will go dark.
Oh.
And 3 green lights will appear.
Ah, shit.
It's just the vacuum from Luigi's Mansion.
Yes, please.
Or Raymond.
That'd be great. Or they'll end it with Waluigi, because it's just like the biggest piss take of the whole lot. Like the thing wraps up with Waluigi. I can get around that.
Why? Oh no, he'll never be in.
Why not?
Because
he's not a
he was built. He was built to be a loser, and so if he does make it into Smash now, that would be him winning because of the demand for him. So he'll never be in because of fan support and love. That was legit, like the quote from Nintendo. You can look that up. Like he can never make it in there because that many people support him being in there. And I swear to God, if Goku comes into it, I'm out.
Yeah, I don't think the Goku thing will ever happen.
Thank God.
Any other closing thoughts at all, or are we bringing this one home?
Looking forward to more Nintendo Directs, PlayStation's event. Hats off to Xbox for bringing it.
Yeah, that was an amazing conference.
Would have liked to see more of a few things, Overwatch, things like that. I say a few things, and I mentioned one game, but you know, the more things that we all wanted to see. You know, like when things coming out. Switch Pro would have been nice. But clearly, Zelda will come out around Christmas next year with the Switch Pro. Rush.
Seems pretty obvious at this point.
Don't rush it. I'm more than happy to save up money so I can purchase it. I get more games to have to trade in when I need to eventually buy a new console. But overall, good on everyone for coming through.
Your best. He failed miserably.
All these circumstances surrounding the world, it's always good to see. But they pulled through something. Yeah, final thoughts.
Matto, what about you?
Yeah, I'd say it was a good first start. They'll figure out some better things next year, or maybe things will go back to normal. They have their big conference thing again. Who knows?
Yeah,
We
I think
don't know.
the ESA is hoping that 2022 will be back to in person. So we'll see what happens in that space. EA still has to do
That's
their
the one
thing in a
thing that
month
kills
as
it,
well.
just no crowds.
Yeah, no
No
woo
crowds
guys.
thing's just killer. No woos, no yeah, no oh.
Yeah,
No, you're breathtaking
Actually, the
moments.
other thing I would figure out with Xbox
No
is
Keanu
one thing with
anymore.
Xbox is with the Xbox thing as well. Why do they have to walk like 3 steps instead start talking to you for no reason?
dramatic effect.
Comes up from Black's like, "Welcome to Xbox." They walk 3 steps like, "Where are you coming from?" No door behind you. You're just on a big stage.
Yeah, I don't know. Go figure. And for me, yeah, kind of mirroring what the both of you said, there's been a lot of people saying, geez, they really missed PlayStation this year, and I think that's like next to Sony. They would be thrilled with that sort of response because it just means that there's going to be so much hunger for them to pop up with a state of play or something like that somewhere in the next month, maybe, riding off the back of this, where we probably get a Horizon release date and all these other bits and pieces, and people are hungry for that sort of thing now. So E3 has probably been good for them in some ways, but the event itself was pretty mediocre. Thank God we had Devolver, Nintendo, and Microsoft to keep it going. James Cameron, no one wants your movies, let alone your Avatar video game. But before I bring it all home, Damo, you had something you wanted to say to everyone.
Yeah, so this will be my last episode for a couple of weeks as I'm moving home. So I have been given a notice to leave as things out of my control are happening as in the place I rent, and that's okay. That's good on them. So till I find
What did you do?
till I find another place to live. Actually, I've already found another place to live. I got the announcement today. So I've been given the notice to move, and I already found a place today. That's how good I am at connections. But
these things take a little bit of time.
Until I'm moved in and settled, it could be a month. It could be 2 weeks, 3 weeks. But
we'll see him next
during
week. Who
school
knows?
holidays, yeah, and that's it. I'll probably will be around next week, maybe, but I don't want to make any promises. So I'm just saying, if you don't see me in a couple of weeks or whatever, don't stress. Paul and Matto do have your best intentions at heart. If not,
I know why he's doing this, because we were going to start making up stories about him dying and getting the Rona and all sorts of stuff. Yeah. And you've
there was that one time too.
I am going to go on Redbubble.
One time too, I actually forgot he wasn't on the episode.
He's going to buy a shower curtain.
I'm going to buy. I was going to say that maybe they don't sell it, but Etsy, I was going to go on Etsy and commission 3 puppets. So if any one of us is away, we can have our little puppets in place and just
done.
$2. It's just on the back of Paul's shelf behind him. But no, I do appreciate it. Yeah, so if you do miss me, that's okay. I will be around.
He won't
Paul
be,
and
won't
Matto,
be far away.
No. But yeah, thanks, guys.
Just be out on the street. Just go help him out, would you?
Well, Damo, given that next week's episode would have been our patched updates, give us a really quick powwow on what you've been playing. Monster Hunter, right?
Yes. Still smashing Monster Hunter. Beat Ni no Kuni. Beat Fractured Butthole. South Park.
Holy shit! You're smashing.
I'm on to No More Heroes 2 at the moment. Playing that a bit more difficult. And this week, because it's my birthday week, I decided to get myself a little bit of a birthday present, and I got Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition. So I definitely am going through all the sales on games, and I have no interest to play anything outside of JRPGs right now. So I'm kind of keen to stick to long-winded games where I can just kind of grind for hours and do things. So I think that's going to be he says as he's playing No More Heroes 2. But no.
Keep back and enjoy it. No More Heroes 3 isn't that far away.
Yeah, true.
Well, we'll wrap things up there on that note. As I just foreshadowed, next week is the patched updates episode, so Matto and I will discuss all the things we've been playing lately. But until then, please be sure to like, share, and subscribe. All the buttons down below. Sorry, my voice cut out for a moment there. All the buttons down below, hit the notification bell. That way you're alerted to every new video the moment it goes live on the channel. That includes patched More Player 2 plays I've just got my wrong thing on. More patched Player 2 plays like Game Review, Gamer School, and a whole bunch more. Awesome stuff there, so please subscribe and go and check it out. I've recorded a lot of Player 2 plays in the last few days, and so I had my Player 2 plays script in my head. Visit the website player2.net.au for reviews, previews, opinion pieces, news, features, links to the podcast series, Patched, the Player 2 Pixelcast, and Dev Diary. We're also on Patreon, patreon.com/player2au, kicking a few bucks. Lower tiers, early access. Higher tiers, monthly episode exclusives. And finally, there's Twitter. Damo, where can we find you?
At Tacos Talks.
Update everyone there with your movement activities, and is the toilet good?
Yes.
Which way does the water spin? All that, the important details.
I truly hope it spins the same way that it does everywhere in the world, because it doesn't spin a different direction in the Southern Hemisphere.
Besides, there's more and more toilets that just drop the water straight down anyway, and then you don't see any spinning at all. It just disappears.
Is the kid's name Tobias?
Goodbye.
Matto, what about you?
Matto_Phil.
Paul James Games for me. The website is player2au. Mr. Prime Minister.
Tobias, did you make a call to Springfield?
Thanks all for watching, and we'll see you next week. Come back to us, Damo.